Before we get started, you want to have your tools ready. We're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver, a pair of scissors, a utility knife, a level, and you can get your computer ready as well. Your digital color printer will come packed in a crate as you see here. Remove the straps and take the cardboard carton lid off. Remove your packing foam and store it with the rest of the packing material in a safe place. Next step is to make sure that your digital printer is on a level surface. This is very important for the operation of the machine. So we're going to check our forward to back and our left to right level on the table. Looks good. Now remove the accessory box from the skid. And take the digital printer and place it on your table. 2 people are required for this because the machine weighs about 90 pounds. With your printer on the table, you want to do a quick check for level again, make sure nothing changed, and shim up the table if necessary. Now open up your accessory box and remove your media guides and other items needed for the rest of the setup. Inside the accessory box you will find your ink tanks, your print head, USB cable, driver CD, service station, side guides, operator's manual, rear media support, and the narrow and wide media support wedges with your power cord. Now remove the packaging foam and we're going to install the media support guides. Start by removing the masking tape on the side guide brackets, and then remove the screws. Take care on this process not to drop anything down into the machine. Install the media registration side guide on the non-operator side of the machine. When properly installed, the cutout on the side guide will sit over the guide bar. Check for the flushness of the screws for smooth media dropping. And repeat this for the other side. Next, install the rear media support guide. Remove the thumb screw and be sure to line up the registration holes. Remove the hardware from the rear media support guide to install the narrow media wedge. To install the hardware, make sure the tabs match up with the holes on the narrow wedge. and replace the thumb screw. With all the media guides installed, your machine should look like this. Next step is to connect power to the machine. Start by making sure the power switch is in the off position and connect your power cord. The unit should remain off at this time. Refer to your manual for this important process. Start by visually inspecting the service station. The service station is composed of 3 components: the capping station, the print purge area, and the cleaning roller. Prior to installation, ensure that the wiper roller clips are properly latched. To install the service station, first open the top cover and the ink tank door and remove the exit roller cover. There are 4 screws that hold the exit roller cover in place. Start by releasing the ribbon cable latch on the service station circuit board. To connect the ribbon cable, do not pull on the ribbon cable, but put the service station into the service station slot on a slight angle and connect the ribbon. Now install the service station into the service station slot. Slide it in until it stops. To make sure the service station gets pulled in evenly to the printer, we're going to manually operate the gear on the non-operator side. Use the service station drive shaft as an indicator for squareness as you drive the service station into the print assembly. Keeping pressure on the service station, slowly turn the gear clockwise until the service station is about a 1/4 inch past. We're now ready to turn the main power switch on. After you turn the main power switch on, it will take some time for the unit to initialize. After about 45 seconds, you will see the soft power light come on. At this point, the maintenance station will start to get pulled into the assembly and make sure it's properly installed. Once that process is complete, you'll notice the paper and cancel light are flashing. This is indicating that the printer is missing its inkjet cartridge or tanks. Now reinstall the exit roller cover. The exit roller cover is also a structural component, so you will need to squeeze the machine together, like so, when installing it. This squeezing action will help the holes line up on the exit roller cover. Do not force them in, make sure to put an even amount of pressure. Now we're going to install the printer software. Take your operation CD and put it in your computer. Your menu may look a little different, but what we're going to do is choose the first choice, which says Install Printer Software. Accept the user license agreement and proceed to the next step. Choose USB configuration to install the printer and select Next. At this time, it will pre-install the drivers for your digital color printer. Accept any prompts that say Trust Software from Memjet Labels Incorporated and install software for the device. When prompted, connect your computer to your printer. Start by connecting the USB printer cable to the printer first, then connect it to your computer. The software will then complete installing itself. Once the software completes installation, you'll be prompted to reboot your computer. Uncheck the box that says Print Test Page and reboot. Operating systems vary, but once your printer is properly installed, you should find an M-Series driver installed with your local printers and faxes. To verify connection to the printer, open the toolbox. The toolbox is an embedded web server that communicates directly with the digital color printer. The toolbox will show current status of the machine. As you can see, printhead is missing since we haven't installed the inkjet tanks or the printhead itself. At this time, we're going to cycle off the printer. Press the on-off button on the control panel. It'll start to flash and go through a shutdown sequence. Your printer will come from the factory with the printhead latch in the open position. Verify that this is the case. Your latch may be black on your model. If the printhead latch is in the closed position, do not try to open it manually. This will damage the latch permanently. If your printhead latch is in the closed position, there are two ways to release it electronically. One is the printhead latch release button, located below the plastic cover. Once you push the button, it will take a few seconds to engage. The second method, you'll notice a button on the toolbox that says Release Printhead. Click this button for the same result. Next, open the 3 ink tank securing latches on the front of the printer. Now remove the ink tanks from their packaging. Install the ink tanks in the front of the printer, starting with the black tanks. Seat the tank first, then remove it and seat it again to ensure a good connection. Once all the tanks are in, close the ink tank latches. Make sure both sides snap down on the ink tank latch. Now power up the printer by hitting the on-off button. The printer will take about 45 seconds to initialize. Once it powers up, you'll see the paper and cancel light are flashing simultaneously. We still have to install the print head. Upon shutting down the printer, you lose communication with the toolbox. Once you reconnect, you can either refresh the window or restart the toolbox. You'll now see the ink tank level show up on the left side of the screen. Now that our ink tanks are properly installed, we can close the ink tank door. Next, we're going to open the print head. Remove the print head from the foil vacuum bag and then take it out of the protective cover. Before removing the tape, verify that the print head latch is fully open. Slide it all the way back so the ink couplings retract all the way. Carefully remove the protective tape from the print head contacts. Now remove the protective tape from the print nozzles. Be sure not to remove at an angle less than 45 degrees from the print head. Once the protective tape is removed, be sure to discard it and do not try to reuse it. To aid in the priming process, it's important to wipe the print head with a lint-free cloth and deionized water. Apply generously to the nozzles and insert the print cartridge. Install the print head by pressing down firmly and clicking forward. Now close the print head latch. The printer will automatically prime the print head. This process will take a few minutes as the print head primes. With the ink tanks and print cartridge properly installed, you'll see the on-off light has a steady blue light and the paper and cancel lights are no longer flashing. The printer is now in the standby state. We can now close the top cover.